And you don't.
Well, look at this crowd. How does it feel to be in a room with fellow conservatives? Amazing, right? Fantastic. So, hello, my love. It's good to be with you.
Let me just say this. This can never be said at a Democrat gathering. Look at all the beautiful women here. Especially my wife.
Well, thank you. We need to jump right in because we have so much to talk about, as always, as always. So here's how I want to set this up, and we really don't have enough hours in the day to go through all of this, but in 2 short years, the worst president in American history has decimated our national security, our economy, our energy independence. He has steeped our nation's schools in Marxist ideology, including CRT, gender identity. I have to look down because there's so much, so I had to take notes here. He has put and imposed policies that essentially have been designed to rot our culture, right? And he has denied parents their constitutional right to simply parent their own children. I mean, it's shocking to see this. And what is his aim? To deny the American family from existence, and he's trying to remove faith in our hearts and in our practice. He's turned our society into one where there's 2 classes, the oppressed and the oppressors, although there can be 57 genders on any given day, right? I think we can agree with that. So having said all that, and again, I mean, one other thing, by his silence, he's mainstream anti-Semitism. He's eviscerating our country. What is the gravest threat in your mind?
Number one, the Democrat Party is the greatest threat that we face. I'm not saying that to be political. I'm saying that because it's reality. And this American Marxist movement. By the way, have you ever seen me imitate a liberal? Do you want to see me imitate a liberal? It's very easy. You can do this at home, you know. There I am.
So just so everyone knows.
And let me say this.
Wait, we have banned masks from our homes.
Let me say this. I'm for masks if liberals will just wear them. It's fine by me. All right. They self-identify.
Gravest threat.
The reason I say the Democrat Party is the greatest danger we face is because it is now the organizational institution through which these American Marxist movements operate. The Democrat Party hates the country. When's the last time Joe Biden spoke positively about America? Schumer, Pelosi, the whole conga line of miscreants and malcontents. When is the last time they did? When's the first time they've done it? You know, he signs these equity dictates like he's Mussolini, handing them out. Well, what's this equity issue? How come they don't talk about equality anymore? Because equity is not about equality. Equity is about resegregating and discrimination. That's why. Why are women's sports destroyed? And none of the left-wing women's groups say a damn thing about it. Why are all these phony front immigration groups absolutely silent about child labor, these migrant kids that are being used in these horrific conditions? Where are AOC and the rest of the Marxists when it comes to the sex trade and the violence that's going on against women on the southern border? They're nowhere. Where are they when working class people in Palestine, Ohio, Palestine, Palestine, Goldstein, Goldstein, why is it that they turn their backs to these people? They don't have civil rights groups speaking out for them. They don't have environmental groups speaking out for them. I'll tell you why. This is a party, the Democrat Party, that's about power, the concentration of power, steamrolling, the Declaration of Independence, unalienable rights. They are fixated with abortion, and I mean partial birth abortion, I mean abortion after birth. They are fixated with it. They don't care about the health of our people. They'd secure that damn border to prevent that fentanyl from coming into the country. So to answer your question, the problem that we face in America is the Democrat Party and all of its appendages, like the media, academia, and all the rest of it.
No, you're right, and the media is complicit, right? So
What's that?
the media is complicit, and they are their mouthpiece. It's so dangerous. I was speaking to someone the other week. It is hard to believe this, but this is the truth. They had no idea what was going on at the southern border, even now, because they didn't have cable, and they don't know, they don't see. And of course, I gently told them that there's something called the internet and they need to do their own research, but I was politically kind about how I delivered that message. All right, let me move on here, because I have with me this book, which hopefully everybody recognizes, Liberty and Tyranny. And Mark is writing another book. We can't talk about what it is. We talked together about some of the ideas and some of his thoughts as he's writing. But I was thinking about this the other week. This book you wrote in 2009. It came out in 2009, which really helped launch the Tea Party movement. It was a very, very exciting time in our country's history, and it really catapulted our country to a place where it needed to be. However, in 10 short years, your next book, which came out in 2019, was titled American Marxism. So look what happened in just 10 years. We went from this and the optimism of the Tea Party to American Marxism. So before you answer what happened in 10 years, I want to read one sentence, because I'm very familiar with this book, and there's one sentence in here in particular. He has no idea what I'm going to read. This is the truth, because we don't talk about any of this before we come out here. There's a sentence that I think is very, very powerful. Here it is. The founders believed, and the conservatives agree, in the dignity of the individual, that we as human beings have a right to live freely, and pursue that which motivates us, not because man or some government says so, but because these are God-given natural rights. That sentence says it all, right? It's beautiful. I'm very serious. What happened 10 years?
Damn, that's good. I'm glad I wrote that sentence. First of all, let me say this. You're having people, to some extent, I heard yesterday, come up and say, I'm going to defund the FBI and the Interior Department. No, they're not. They're not going to defund it. I promise you they're not going to defund any of it. We've had other people come up here and tell you that if we only could get rid of Fox News, everything would be better, which is ridiculous. You don't have to agree with everything, but that means you wouldn't hear Tucker or Pete or Will Kane
or you on
Duffy,
Life, Liberty, and
or
Levin?
Me, or a whole bunch. So that's not appropriate. Now, that said, why haven't they come up here and talked about Convention of States? To answer this, Convention of States is the only constitutional way to get our country back. And it'll get it back in fundamental ways. We use the Constitution to save the Constitution, as opposed to the left that uses the Constitution to destroy the Constitution. We have 19 state legislatures that have voted resolutions for a Convention of States.
Bravo.
With support only from you. What's it that Biden says, bottom up, middle out? I don't have any idea what the hell that man means by that.
Or anything he
But
says.
neither does he. But I'll steal it anyway. It's bottom up, middle out. It's the grassroots, just like the Tea Party was the grassroots. That's what I'm about. That's why I come to Cpac. That's why I don't go to the Republican National Convention or the RNC. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm here with you. And wherever I can encourage people, whether it's Convention of States whether it's young people, whether it's Cpac, that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I try to do with my books and on radio. But convention of states is the way. We have 19 state legislatures. We need a total of 34. And the left is starting to get nervous. They're starting to attack the process. They, of all people, saying we're attacking the Constitution. But wouldn't it be nice if we heard here at Cpac at least one damn politician get up and say, I encourage you to support Convention of States rather than give you pablum about, we're going to cut this and we're going to cut. No, you're not. Because Washington is not going to fix Washington. You're going to fix Washington through Convention of States, Article 5. What's happened in the last 12 or 13 years is this American Marxist movement took off big time during COVID. They saw their opportunity. They've been in the wings. It's been boiling up through our colleges and universities. It's been boiling up among scholars and philosophers. It's been boiling up in newsrooms, but they saw their opportunity. And they rode the wave of Black Lives Matter and Antifa and the cop hating to advance this racist, Marxist, bigoted, socialist, anti-American agenda, which is everything the Democrat Party today stands for. Tell me, can you name a prominent Democrat who's spoken out against critical race theory? Just one. Can you name one who has spoken out against sexualizing 5-year-olds in kindergarten? That's their unions doing that. Name one. Can you name one that speaks out for capitalism and private property rights? Name one. There are none, because that entire radical anti-American agenda is now their agenda. You know how Biden likes to say the Republican Party is not your dad's Republican Party. You know, he said that in 1988, too. He's a man of few brain tissues and a lot of words. Well, this Democrat Party is absolutely not the Democrat Party of your fathers. 100%. It's Bernie Sanders' party. It's the party of AOC. It's the party of the takers, the people on the dole. It's the party of the redistributors. It's the party that is anti-American. It is anti-American. Why else try and pack the Supreme Court? Why else try and add 4 new senators, Democrats, to the Senate? Why else try to destroy our voting system and any check on fraud? Why would you take those positions unless you're anti-American and all you want is power, power, and more power? Because that's what they're all about, because that's what Marxists are about. And do not be afraid to use that word. Do not be afraid to use that word.
No, I think, look,
you must identify the problem in order to fix it.
Right. You have to know the enemy in order to fight the enemy. And as you've said, them using the word progressive is an insult because they're regressive, right? But a couple of important, first of all,
wow,
it's
Larry
really sad that
honey.
Mark is so passive. He's got nothing to say. We need to really up the game here a little, honey. The grassroots, all of you are the ticket to make this happen. I will tell you this very quickly. We live in Loudoun County, and it is the parents of Loudoun County, Virginia, that got Governor Youngkin elected. And I need to do a shout out to my colleague at America First Legal, Ian Pryor, because he helped fight this fight and be a leader. So it is the grassroots, it is the parents of America, the grandparents of America, the young people of America who need to stand up and fight the fight, and we thank you and we love you.
Last word. I hear the music. Thank each and every one of you for being here, for being activists, for being patriots. God bless you all.